If that big goal isn't motivating you anymore, don't be afraid to change it. Okay, today we are talking about how to stay motivated, because sometimes, as I'm sure most of you, I'm not alone, most of you have experienced, it can be hard sometimes to stay motivated. Entrepreneurship is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? And there are times, this just happened to me recently in kind of the last month. And for me, when I hit unmotivated, let's back up. I identify as a highly motivated person, right? It's my personality. I am most happy when I'm digging into a new project, launching something new, doing something exciting and fun. And so for me, when I get unmotivated is when I feel like I get stuck, I've plateaued, I'm doing things I don't want to be doing. Like I like being up here, strategic and visionary and focused on the big picture and the plan and the overall operation. And when I get pulled into the weeds, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels and it can feel unmotivating, right? And so I literally just went through this and I want to share 6 things that I do that help me get back on track and remotivated, because it is critical to our success, especially if you're raising money. It is super hard and it's so easy sometimes to go, I don't know if I'm ever going to get it. I don't know if I'm ever going to get the money. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And I don't know if I'm going to reach my goal. And then, right, all these thoughts go through our heads. And when you're motivated and excited, you don't have those thoughts. So it's important to be in a motivated state when you're growing and running your business and launching a business. And how do you get back there when you find you are not there at the moment? And it happens to everybody. So here are the things I do. Number 1, remember why you started. It's so basic, but again, when you're in the day-to-day and you're kind of pulled into the weeds, when you lift yourself up and you go, okay, why did I start this? Why am I doing this? What's the end goal? And focus on that, you pull yourself up out, and it's a lot easier to be motivated towards that big goal. And if that big goal isn't motivating you anymore, don't be afraid to change it. So that is one of the biggest things. I think people, they set a goal in the beginning and then they think it's that or nothing. If you're not feeling motivated to hit that big goal anymore, do not be afraid to change it. It's your business, right? Even if you already have investors, talk to them. You can change that big goal at the end. And it needs to be something that you're motivated to work towards. So again, why did you start? What's the big goal? And don't be afraid to change that if you're not motivated to hit that anymore. So I think that's so important. I do that and it works really well. Second one, break down your goal. So sometimes your big goal is super motivating, but it's almost too big or it's too far away. And it can be hard to stay motivated to get to it because it just feels so far away. So break down the steps in between, get a notepad. I think, I'm not a big journaler, I don't write journaling, but I love sketching on a notepad. And I love okay, here's all the options. Here's all the things I can do. Just kind of brain dumping strategy and ideas. And what are the things I need to make happen to hit that end goal? And then getting motivated to hit the more short-term goal, that can be easier to get motivated to hit because it's right in front of you versus your big long-term goal. So I think that's really important. Break down your goals, bite-sized pieces, and rethink too. Don't be afraid to challenge. Again, if you had a plan, don't be afraid to challenge it. If you need to shake shit up and change it, don't be afraid to do that. Sometimes you just gotta make some big changes to get to your goal faster. Sometimes things don't go as planned and you need to shift and change and not be afraid to do that, right? But you won't know how to do that if you don't kind of break it down and focus and take some time to focus on that. Third one, celebrate small wins. I think when you're kind of in that feeling like you're spinning your wheels and you're stuck or feeling unmotivated, remind yourself like how much you really are doing. What's the progress you have made? Where were you a year ago, a month ago, a week ago? And celebrate the small wins because it's not easy and you are making a lot of progress. I know for me, I'm super motivated when there's lots of progress happening. And then when things kind of get stagnant, it's like, oh, I don't know, those feelings of lack of motivation kind of creep in sometimes. So, celebrate the small wins and just don't forget to focus on what you have accomplished versus what you haven't. And that can just energetically help kind of bring you out of that funk also. Okay, number 4, surround yourself with supportive people. This is so important because it is not easy. Again, I've said that a million times, but as you know, and whoever your support system is, make sure that they are there to listen sometimes when you need it. If you don't have anybody like a thought partner who can help you break down these goals, sometimes it takes time to be able to really think through that. And sometimes hearing someone else's perspective can make all the difference in the world, right? So I've said this a million times, but like masterminds, entrepreneurship groups, I am so fortunate. My husband, James, is so supportive and he's such an amazing soundboard and thought partner when I do get stuck. And I so appreciate that. And so find a friend or family member that you can really sit down with and, talk through where you're at. It's okay to be vulnerable and say, I am not feeling motivated. I set out to like raise all this money and oh my God, I am not sure, I'm not super excited about doing that right now. It's okay and talk about it and just surround yourself with supportive people because that's going to help you push through it faster. There's no real like going around it. You just got to kind of push through it. So surround yourself with supportive people. 5, embrace the ups and downs. It's all part of the process. Again, I don't know, working in a job for somebody else, to me, that's not easy either. So embrace the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. If you're raising money, you're going to get a ton of no's. That's just part of the deal. You got to let it roll off your back. Try not to worry about it. Any business you're in, you're going to have, team issues, staff issues. You're going to have customer issues. Things are going to go wrong. It doesn't mean you're a horrible person or horrible entrepreneur, right? This is all normal stuff that happens in every business. And if you can remind yourself, like, this is just part of the deal and it happens, I'm going to ride through it. I'm just going to keep going and push through it. It will help so much. Embrace the ups and downs. Number 6, it took me way too long to learn this one, but take breaks when needed. So when I catch myself, I don't know, I feel like I kind of think for me, it's like almost once a year, I kind of get into this point where I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I'm feeling super motivated. And I don't know why that is actually. I should reflect on that and kind of figure out what that timing is all about. But, when I do feel that way and I'm kind of working through navigating some changes in the business or, restructuring things or pushing things a certain way, take a break. Like it doesn't help you to just sit and stare at your computer if you're feeling unmotivated and feeling like you're working, but you're not being super productive. Like take an afternoon off, go do an extra long, run, hike, yoga class, just go sit and watch a movie that will take your mind off it. Cause sometimes we can get, you're thinking about all this stuff and you've got all these things that are going on and sometimes it's good to just shut your brain off, go watch a movie, go for a walk. I will even just like not go for a walk without listening to anything. Like I just need to completely decompress and get quiet for a little bit. But taking breaks, I truly believe like you will come back more energized with more creativity, which makes it easier to do the things I first mentioned, like, remembering why you're doing this in the first place. What's the big goal and what are the smaller goals you need? And do you need to shift any of those goals to get to the end goal faster? Or is the end goal not motivating anymore, and you need to re-strategize and redirect and shift. People do it all the time. But taking breaks is going to help give you the space to be able to do that, right? So that's it. Those are the 6 things that work for me. I just kind of went through this. I was like kind of spinning my wheels and kind of got pulled into the weeds more than I like to be. And I started feeling these like feelings of not being motivated. And so remembering why you started, breaking down your goals, celebrating the small wins, surround yourself with supportive people, embrace the ups and downs, and take a damn break when you need it. That's it. I hope that helps. We'll see you guys next time.